Mira Lane's tiny hands trembled as she stared at her mother lying motionless on the kitchen floor. Blood pooled beneath her arm. She knew she had to act, but panic froze her. With a shaky breath, she typed the words she hoped someone, anyone, would see. He broke my mum's arm. Then she hit send. The house at 847 Maple Creek Lane looked ordinary from the outside, but inside it carried the weight of years filled with quiet struggles. Faded linoleum creaked under every step, crooked cabinets sagged, and the old refrigerator hummed relentlessly like a nervous heartbeat. Tonight, however, none of that mattered. The kitchen, once a place of warmth and laughter, had transformed into a battlefield of fear. Mira's mother, Sarah, had always tried to make their home feel safe, even in the chaos of her husband's absence and the storms of life. But tonight, she was broken, literally and figuratively. Her arm bent at an unnatural angle, pain etched across her face, and her breaths shallow and rapid. Upstairs, 9-year-old Mira clutched her stuffed rabbit, trying to make herself invisible, wishing she could disappear from the horrors unraveling beneath her feet. Raven, a man once loved, now consumed by desperation, paced the kitchen. His bloodshot eyes darted between Sarah and the crumpled furniture around them. He owed money he didn't have, to people who didn't forgive. Every word he spat was a mixture of pleading and threat. "Give me the card, now!" he hissed, voice trembling. Sarah's heart pounded. She had seen this transformation before. The man she once trusted reduced to a predator of his own making. She held her ground, voice steady despite the terror clawing inside her. "I can't. This is for Mira, for school, for food, for us," she said. Her words didn't soften him. Desperation radiated off Raven like heat, hands clenching, body poised to destroy anything in his path. Above them, Mira pressed her ear against her bedroom door. She had learned to vanish when these storms came, hiding under beds, behind doors. But tonight felt different. Tonight felt like something had broken that could never be fixed. Her small fingers gripped her rabbit tighter, fear and resolve mingling. She realized she couldn't stay hidden. Something had to be done. Mira grabbed her mother's phone from the floor. The screen was cracked, the edges smeared with blood, but it still glowed. Panic blurred her memory of the numbers she had memorized, digits jumbling together. Her trembling fingers typed broken, desperate words. "Please help. He broke my mum's arm. Mom won't wake up. I'm scared." She glanced at the front door, wondering if anyone would answer. Would help come in time? Her heart leapt when she finally pressed send, but then dread washed over her. The number wasn't her aunt's. It wasn't even someone she knew. It was a stranger. A total stranger who could ignore her, laugh at her, or leave her alone in this nightmare. Seconds stretched like hours. Mira's chest heaved as she pressed the phone to her ear, hoping, praying. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of wind outside made her flinch. She could hear her mother's shallow breathing, the wet stain of blood beneath her, and the terrifying silence left in Raven's wake. 23 miles away, Dagger Thomas sat at a scarred wooden table in the Iron Ridge Hells Angels clubhouse. At 47, he had seen violence that would haunt most men for a lifetime. He had done things he wasn't proud of, but he had a code: protect those who couldn't protect themselves. When his phone buzzed, he almost ignored it. Unknown number. Probably spam. Probably a prank. But instinct made him glance at the screen. 12 words flashed. "He broke my mum's arm. Mom won't wake up. I'm scared." Back at the house, Mira could hear Raven's footsteps retreating into the night. Her mother lay broken, barely conscious. Every instinct screamed at her to hide, but the thought of leaving her mother alone was unbearable. She had to act. With shaking hands, she reached for the front door, locked it, and whispered words of courage to herself. Her mind raced. Aunt Lisa's number, the emergency contacts, everything she had memorized. Panic blurred with determination. She pressed the phone to her ear again, listening, hoping someone, anyone, would answer. Dagger felt the cold knot of fear settle in his chest. He read it again. This wasn't a prank. This was a child, terrified, reaching out in desperation. Something in him shifted, instant resolve replacing casual routine. He stood, grabbed his jacket, and signaled to a brother across the room. Tonight, he was going somewhere. Someone needed him. Dagger Thomas moved fast. Every second counted. He grabbed his helmet, keys, and called in backup. Chains, another brother, knew something serious was happening. They navigated through the city streets, engines roaring, urgency propelling them forward. Every stoplight, every turn was a test against time. Dagger's mind raced with scenarios. Was the perpetrator still there? Was the child in immediate danger? He visualized the house, rehearsed his approach, prepared for confrontation. This wasn't just about the girl or her mother. It was about justice, about instinct, about being the shield when no one else would. Dagger arrived. The house loomed silently, the air thick with tension. He moved quickly, assessing the scene, listening for movement. Inside, Mira froze, heart pounding as she heard unfamiliar footsteps. With steady hands, Dagger entered, calling out calm but firm. Raven, unaware of the approaching danger, had no chance. Within moments, the threat was neutralized. Sarah's arm was carefully attended to, and Mara rushed to her mother's side, relief washing over her in hot, trembling waves. Dagger spoke softly to the girl, ensuring she understood she was safe. His presence was a lifeline, a promise that the world could still have protectors in unexpected places. Hours later, Sarah rested, her arm in a makeshift cast, the adrenaline fading. Mira clung to her mother, tears mingling with whispered thanks. Dagger, quiet and imposing, prepared to leave, satisfied that the immediate danger had passed. The night had been terrifying, but courage and action had saved them. A 9-year-old had reached out, a stranger had answered, and justice had been delivered. Lessons were etched into their hearts. Bravery isn't about size, and heroes can come in many forms. Sometimes real heroes aren't the ones in uniforms. They're the ones who act when no one else will. If you believe in courage, in protecting the innocent, and in heroes who rise against the odds, hit subscribe and comment, "Protect the innocent."